The awakening depths. Every few centuries, the sea changes. Currents shift. Magnetic fields tremble. And each time, reports surge ships vanishing, sonar distortions, deep-sea tremors. In 1999, seismic sensors near the Puerto Rico Trench detected a pulse from below, a vibration measured at magnitudes no quake could cause. It lasted 43 seconds. The tremor pattern matched a living rhythm. Days later, the water temperature rose 6 degrees. Fishermen reported massive whirlpools forming without wind. And in a static of one naval communication line, a voice barely audible whispered, "Awake." Was it interference? Or something stirring beneath miles of black water? The prophecy of the abyss. Ancient texts foretell that when the end of the world draws near, Leviathan will rise, breaking the chains of the deep. It won't come to destroy. It will come to reclaim. But maybe that prophecy isn't about the end. Maybe it's about balance. The deep sea regulates our planet's heartbeat currents, pressure, temperature. If something disturbs that equilibrium, perhaps the Leviathan's awakening isn't wrath, but response. Every storm, every quake, every rising tide could be the echo of that colossal guardian turning in its sleep. And if that's true, then we're the ones who woke it. The abyss watches. Stay with me, because this is where it gets strange. Satellite imaging picked up heat blooms moving across the ocean floor, as if a vast body were displacing sediment. No submersible could survive that depth. No tectonic plate moved that fast. And then came the footage. In 2021, a deep-sea exploration drone off the coast of Chile lost contact after descending 11,000 meters. When recovered, its final 32 seconds of footage showed something massive. A wall of scales glinting like obsidian mirrors. In one frame, a slit of gold light widened like an eye opening. The clip was buried, but fragments leaked online, labeled as CGI hoax. Maybe it was. Maybe not. The chilling part? When the footage was stabilized, technicians found a reflection. The drone's own camera feed mirrored perfectly in the creature's eye. It was watching. The psychology of the deep. Why do we fear the ocean? Because it represents the unknown. The subconscious of the planet, the collective memory of creation. Carl Jung called it the primal mother. Myth calls it Leviathan. Both describe the same truth. Something vast lies beneath our understanding. And when we stare into it, it stares back. That's not poetry. It's pattern recognition. Every species instinctively avoids the abyss. Even whales hesitate near certain depths. Something in the water's vibration tells them to turn away. A warning older than language. What if that instinct isn't fear, but reverence? The return. Humanity digs deeper every year, mining the seabed, detonating tests, piercing layers of silence untouched for millions of years. If the Leviathan has been watching, it has seen us tear at its home, scar its floor, poison its blood. Maybe that's why the sea is changing. Maybe that's why storms grow stronger, currents twist, and coastlines vanish. These aren't random events. They're ripples of movement, signs of something vast shifting beneath. And if myth is memory, then every flood legend, every deluge myth, isn't metaphor, it's history repeating. Because when the Leviathan rises, the world doesn't end. It resets. The final message. A few years ago, an autonomous underwater vehicle drifted off course near the Mariana Trench. It sent one last transmission before contact was lost. A short burst of data containing a single image. A massive eye surrounded by glowing plankton, unblinking, ancient. Engineers dismissed it as artifact noise. But when the image was enhanced, letters appeared faintly across the digital static, not encoded by any human system, but formed by light distortion itself. The pattern read, "Still here." No one could explain it. No one wanted to. The whisper beneath. Tonight, listen closely. When the world grows quiet, you might hear it. A low hum beneath the wind. A vibration under the waves. That's not the ocean. That's the breath of something old. Every coastline, every tide, every breaking wave is a heartbeat from the deep. A reminder. A presence. And when you stand alone by the shore, and the water stretches out black and endless, don't ask what's out there. Ask what's below you. Because the Leviathan never left. It never died. It simply waits, watching, listening, enduring, until the moment humanity forgets its fear of the sea and dares to wake what sleeps beneath it. Stay with me, because the next time the tide pulls a little stronger, when the ocean glows faintly under a blood moon, and the wind carries a sound too deep to name, remember this story. Remember that the ocean is not a void. It's an eye, and every wave that touches the land is the Leviathan's gaze reaching out once more. So look into the water if you must. But know this, when you look long enough into the deep begins to look back, and it never blinks. If this story pulled you into the dark, hit like to keep the abyss awake. Subscribe for more truths buried beneath time. And tell me in the comments, do you believe the Leviathan is still watching from the deep?